All right, we have with us part team of Escape Live, Jaaved, Jaffrey, Sidharth, Waluscha and Swastika. A pleasure having you guys with us on Bollywood Hungama. And जावेद भाई, आई थिंक बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग सा कॉन्सेप्ट है. जब आपके पास पहले आया तो आपका फर्स्ट रिएक्शन आपका क्या था एग्जैक्टली?
वही था कि इंटरेस्टिंग सा कॉन्सेप्ट है और एक्चुअली मेन चीज़ यही है कॉन्सेप्ट की कहानी क्या है एंड इट्स सो रिलेटिव, इट इज़ आइडेंटिफाइबल क्योंकि ख़ास तौर से मेरे घर में 3 बच्चे हैं और ये जो इंटरनेट सोशल मीडिया वगैरह जो होता है तो आई सी दैट एंड उसका ऑब्वियसली आई कीप इन टच जो हो रहा है उसके जो द डार्क साइड एंड द ब्राइट साइड दोनों तरफा उसके फ़ायदे और नुकसान जो होते हैं और किस तरह से उसको इस पर्टिकुलर सीरीज़ में ये कहानी कही गई और ये किसी ने टच नहीं किया इसको एज फार एज सिनेमा और व्हाटएवर OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स इस पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट.
इट लुक्स रादर यूनिक. सो इनफैक्ट 3 बच्चे आप कह रहे हैं लेकिन मुझे लगता है भाई बहन ही होंगे. एक्सेप्ट करना मुश्किल है. आई डोंट नो फॉर व्हाटएवर रीजन
यार मेरे बेटे का भी शायद आई थिंक आपने इंटरव्यू किया है कभी मीज़ान का एट सम पॉइंट.
जी, we discussed that in detail. Okay, so Waluscha, I think you make a very interesting point that business before entertainment or something like that. I think that's a very interesting point because many of the people within the entertainment space and even the news channels, I think they go by that mantra.
Right. You know, the thing is, the reason why I even picked to play Jia, she is a 21st century woman, modern day woman, a go-getter and bossy. And I really enjoyed bossing everybody around. I've bossed a couple of people from here around
we
in this show. So what I don't really get to do in real life, I'm not bossy. Yeah, so I got to do that here and with utmost pleasure. So yeah, it was great fun playing Jia.
You know, I'm really excited to have Sidharth with me right now. I'm a huge fan of him. In a way, you're the voice of reason in the show. Voice of conscience maybe.
कह सकते हैं बिकॉज वॉट यू डू इन अ सिचुएशन काइंड ऑफ डिसाइड्स हु यू आर. तो ये जो किरदार है मेरा कृष्णा रंगस्वामी जो उसका नाम है, वो जिस सिचुएशन में है उस सिचुएशन में वो कैसे रिएक्ट करता है उसकी वजह से काफ़ी चीज़ें इस शो में द स्टोरी मूव्स फॉरवर्ड. तो वो कहाँ से आता है, वो ऐसे सोचता है तो क्यों सोचता है और उसकी सोच की वजह से वो कैसे नतीजे लेता है और उनके कैसे फैसले लेता है और उनके नतीजे कैसे होते हैं. So that is a lot of very exciting. So I got to kind of be a completely different person than the person that you have known me for many years. And I really resonate with what Swastika said on stage, that you don't want to do the same thing again and again. And I really love to hear that coming from actors because आज की तारीख में you're known by being able to do the same thing again and again. And उससे आपका fan following build होता है, उससे आपकी पहचान बनती है. But I really love that because I also look at it like that अगर ये मैंने पहले नहीं किया तो it makes it more reason to do something. So this is a character that I have literally never touched in my career.
So, but what gives you courage to do the sort of roles that you tend to do? Because it's really baffling. रंग दे बसंती में जैसे वो दिखते थे आज भी वैसे दिख रहे हैं.
I'm a very grateful person क्योंकि 21 साल पहले मेरी लॉटरी लगी थी कि मुझे फिल्मों में बतौर हीरो के रोल में काम करने को मिला और 21 साल के बाद अभी भी मुझे उसी नज़रिए से लोग देखते हैं और मुझे अभी भी एक हीरो का काम मिलता है. तो आई एम वेरी ग्रेटफुल. तो अगर इतना खुश नसीब होने के लिए किसी को यू हैव टू गिव समथिंग बैक ना. सो आई मेक श्योर दैट माई चॉइसेस आर ऑनेस्ट. और मैं जनरली डर और खौफ में मैं विश्वास नहीं रखता हूँ. आई लाइक टू लिव विदाउट फियर. तो मुझे जहाँ भी डर दिखता है मैं उसके खिलाफ बोलता हूँ और मुझे जहाँ भी डर दिखता है मैं उस हिसाब से मैं अपने किरदार भी चूज करता हूँ. तो आई लाइक टू लिव विदाउट फियर.
And I think both Jaaved bhai and you, I think more or less you're similar as far as as far as that aspect.
He's not grown up watching me. I've grown up watching him. That's the main thing.
No, what I mean to say is that fear अगर होता है तो बोलना, जैसे आपका भी एक कुछ रहता है कि that you say what you believe in.
Yeah, but he says even off screen what he believes in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to think, should I say this or not? But that's I admire that about him a lot. And but this particular series in that you capture all that. And my character being Ravi Gupta, जो एक typical CEO under pressure from the the money, the finance people who sit up there and say, show us the numbers. और वो numbers आपको prove करने किसी भी तरह, by hook or by crook, actually ऐसा ही होता है कि भाई end result is I have to show the numbers. और उस pressure के अंदर किस तरह से रवि गुप्ता जैसे लोगों को परफॉर्म करना पड़ता है, उसके पीछे उनकी एक अलग कहानी होती है, उनके ज़िंदगी, फैमिली, क्या क्या जिम्मेदारियाँ, एंड इन द कॉन्शियस है नहीं है क्या है. एंड वलूशा जो जिया प्ले कर रही हैं, उनका और मेरे कैरेक्टर के बीच में, बिकॉज हम दोनों ही उसको चला रहे हैं एक तरह से, तो और वो एक कभी कभी थोड़ा एक क्लैश ऑफ इंटरेस्ट झलक आता है, बट द वे इट्स वोवन इन इज रियली इंटरेस्टिंग.
लेकिन इस शो में मैंने इन दोनों से बहुत गाली खाई है, और खास करके वो मैडम से. वो मैडम इस शो में, मतलब मुझे कभी कभी डर लगना शुरू हो गया है कि वलूशा कहीं मुझे डांट ना दे, क्योंकि वलूशा का जो कैरेक्टर है जिया बोस का, मैं उनके नीचे काम करता हूँ, और वो एक बहुत पावर डायनामिक है, और शी इज़ अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग एक्टर एंड अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग वुमन. एंड सो आई रियली एंजॉयड द फैक्ट दैट दिस शो इज
Being dominated.
no, it's packed with really strong female characters. I love Swastika's role. We can't say anything about it right now, but it's one of my favorite roles in the show, and Waluscha is just fabulous in the. And I love playing opposite people who totally get what they're doing. So आपका काम इतना आसान हो जाता है. And we had so much fun. The hours were brutal, and we had a veteran like Jaaved sir with us, and it was okay. Dry run बोल देते हैं, veteran नहीं बोलूँगा मैं. हाँ आप. So that way it was really, exciting for us to play this status quo and these kind of roles playing off each other. And I didn't get a lot of scene time with Swastika, and she and I are planning to correct that very soon. I'm working on my Bengali, she's working on her Hindi and Tamil, and we're just going to go crazy.
No, this is so fascinating, and I think that's the beauty of India, that we have one of the finest actresses in Bengali cinema and content, Swastika with us, and Sidharth is this huge star in Tamil and Telugu, and Jaaved Jaffrey is someone who's synonymous with Bollywood, and Waluscha, of course, has been in Bollywood for quite some time. So that's truly fascinating. So Swastika, I think as everyone is saying that your character is a mystery sort of in the series.
Yes.
And
It's a surprise package, which I can't.
Very surprising.
I can't speak about it.
What a deal.
So yes, I can't talk about it and much. And of course, we've just seen one like chotu sa something in the trailer, because I think people just need to watch the show to see what I've been doing.
Actually, all
Right.
these characters, they just evolve and become something else. Yeah, no, fine. These characters just evolve and become something else. So जो शुरू में दिखता है, बस कुछ और बन जाता है somewhere down the line. A lot of these characters.
No, and also this is a very difficult show to cut a trailer off. I don't envy them their job. मुझे बिल्कुल बुरा नहीं लग रहा कि मुझे इस ट्रेलर को कट करने को नहीं मिला है, क्योंकि बहुत मुश्किल काम है. क्योंकि शो इतना वास्ट है, अगर आप इसका स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ेंगे.
क्या रखूं और क्या फेंक दूं,
हाँ,
या
तो
क्या
क्योंकि
include
ये
ना
जो
करूं.
8-9 एपिसोड OTT का स्पेस जो होता है, इट्स लाइक रीडिंग अ बुक. आप एक किताब का ट्रेलर नहीं कट कर सकते, क्योंकि किताब में इतनी डिटेल्स होते हैं कि आप अंदर जाते रहोगे तो उसमें आप एक ऑलमोस्ट ऊपरी हिस्से को आप ट्रेलर बनाओगे. It's just maybe like a jhalak, as you call it, but it doesn't. It's very difficult. So all the characters are really important, and all the characters have huge moments of drama, huge moments of comeuppance, huge moments of reality. Or that's very exciting about this show overall.
All right. Now, there is this very interesting, I think, thin line, which I think people transgress all the time in terms of, what is right and what is wrong, in terms of what is the importance of morality at some level, or maybe is it all about greed in a way? And I think that is something that this show delves into in quite detail. So there is a parallel that came to my mind. I'm not saying that there is any similarity whatsoever, but the similarity, the context was Squid Games in a way. That to what extent people can go to really win, and how they're driven towards that.
I think there's a difference. Squid Game मैंने पूरा नहीं देखा
मैं I'm not drawing similarities. I'm just saying in terms of greed, element of greed.
No, the dark element is there, but again, there is the life thing. It's either
Yeah.
this or that.
Yeah,
Here, there's
wo-
not that. Here, it is purely fame, name, greed, all these things.
Correct.
There, it's the thing of there's a gun on you.
No, but the similarity, I think, in any of these, any good content that tries to cut through the fabric of how human society and civilization exists. The beauty of it is there's something called the human condition. So the words that sir is using, greed, ambition, love, hate, everything, right? It's part of the human condition. So when you go into that human condition and show a cross section, then it just opens up your understanding of लोग जो करते हैं क्यों करते हैं और उसे करने के बाद वो उसके बारे में कैसे सोचते हैं. That every individual is different. तो ये right or wrong, what is right and wrong? There is no right and wrong. या तो आप कुछ करेंगे या आप कुछ नहीं करेंगे. Each individual decides.
Also, I think what is your living condition? What is happening as an individual? What is happening in your personal space? What's happening with your family? I mean, every time 2 plus 2 is not 4. So you don't actually, we only get to see these moments of human beings' lives on social media or on apps, whatever they're trying to project. But what is actually driving them to do certain things, it just may have a different story other than greed. It just can be a way of survival for them, or they're doing something to, get to live on a daily basis. So we actually never get to know what is going on in reality. Like even for the other platforms we are on, like all of us are on social media, but maybe we know that our friends are putting up some really exotic vacation pictures or holiday pictures, but I personally maybe knowing how much trouble there is in their lives, but the world is not getting to see that truth or that real picture. It's also, everything is projected, I think, on social media. It's the projected life, may not be the actual or the real one that somebody is living.
You really don't know. और किसी ने बहुत खूब कहा है कि अपनी ख्वाहिशों को अपनी ज़रूरतों से ज़्यादा मत करो, क्योंकि ज़रूरतें तो फ़कीरों की भी पूरी हो जाती हैं और ख्वाहिशें तो बादशाहों की भी पूरी नहीं होती हैं. So that's what somewhere it's there here, that ये जो ख्वाहिशें होती हैं, that way it takes.
देखिए बचपन से ना, I mean from the beginning of time, जो human being है, जो मनुष्य, he has not changed. It is just the words and things that are used to describe his behavior or her behavior have changed. So everybody likes attention. So बचपन से some people are told कि अगर कुछ करो तो तुम्हें लोग देखेंगे. आज सबको वो attention चाहिए और मिल भी रहा है, और वो 15 seconds of fame है, 15 hours of fame है, 15 years of fame है. None of it matters. उस दिन सुबह जब आप उठ के जब आपको attention मिलता है, it's like a drug and they want more of it. उसके लिए वो कुछ भी करेंगे. So attention is not a bad thing, but if you will do anything for attention, it becomes a bad thing. तो उसको context मिलता है.
वही ting 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 ting.
I guess what is most important is coming back to this show and why this app is so different. Like Sidharth said, a like is so important. I think we're driven by how many likes we have on our page. But what makes this show different is those likes are converted into actual money. So imagine that, like if I have 100 likes, for example, that converts into 100 rupees. So how far am I going to go to get more than just 100 rupees? Today I sang a song. Tomorrow that same song is not enough for 100 likes. So how am I going to take that further? Or I've performed and I've danced today. And how am I going to take that further? So how far am I going to go to make myself money? Because the money that I'm making, the company is making, and I'm making it too. So this is very important, and this is what makes Escape Live so different. It's not just a like, it's a like that's converting into money.
And that also takes away the lines between right and wrong. अगर आज आपके पास 100 रुपए और आपको कोई 10 रुपए दे रहा है, आप बोलोगे 10 रुपए के लिए मैं नहीं करूँगा. कल आपके पास 10 रुपए और आपको कोई 100 रुपए दे रहा है ये करने के लिए, आप कुछ भी करोगे. तो there's no right and wrong. It keeps changing on a daily basis. So the moral code is flexible for each individual. People make their own rules.
As long as the price is right.
Price is right.
The price is
for everyone.
Okay, when you look at it, like say, as a maybe certain things you may not have been aware of before you read the script and you just went through the research and all those things. Did it in a way alarm you as well, because you being a mother yourself?
We don't know the circumstances, so we just know that our circumstances drive us to lens and we need to understand how far is too far.
How far is too far? I think that is the key in a way. Jaaved, what are your views on metaverse?
For better or for worse. Chalo. So I met a verse one day. Yes. But no, I think, see, something like this came about 15 or 12 years ago called Second Life. And Second Life was exactly what metaverse is. Of course, the graphics are much better, the involvement of the person, because today the technology has gone there. But Second Life ऐसा ही था. And Second Life में मैंने देखा, actually I knew friends जो 10-10, 11-11 घंटे वो एक और ज़िंदगी जीते थे और उसमें खुश थे, और उसके ज़रिए डिवोर्स हो गए, अजब अजब से कुछ रिश्ते वहाँ पे पैदा हो गए, अजीब बहुत, और वो बहुत डेंजरस टर्न ले सकता है और होता है. लोग समझते हैं कि ठीक है यार, कुछ दिनों के लिए लेट्स लिव अ लाइफ जो हम चाहते हैं, ऐसे बन जाएं. सो इट्स अ फेक. आप वो क्रिएट कर दे जो आप है नहीं, एक वो ऐसी ज़िंदगी क्रिएट कर रहे हैं. सो आई थिंक it's very dangerous. I think the danger is much more than what you say, the bright side. There is a bright side, yes, you know, that you went out, whatever, you for some time. But yes, I feel there is, it is danger. I don't know, I'm not so tech savvy, but what I see and what I feel, I think metaverse can be a very, very dangerous zone to be in. I think so.
Okay, what about you?
मैंने पहले ही कहा था, nothing changes, Faridun. We just see different versions of the same thing again and again. 20 years back, I had a friend who said, I don't want my children to grow up in Bombay. क्योंकि मैं बचपन में पेड़ों पे खेला कूदा करता था. यहाँ पे तो पेड़ ही नहीं है, कहाँ पे खेलेगा मेरा बच्चा, बोल के वो गोवा चला गया. अभी ऐसे लोग आज भी हैं जो मेटावर्स में कभी जाएंगे नहीं, क्योंकि उनको मालूम है कि एक बार हेडसेट पहन लिया, तुम आधा तुम्हारा अधूरा जाके कहीं पे किसी को सता रहा है या कहीं पे. द पॉजिटिव साइड इज सेइंग तुम और मैं जाके एक पार्क में बैठ के बातें कर सकते हैं हेलमेट पहन के. अरे पार्क में जाके बैठ के बात करो ना. सो द मेटावर्स इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी अ सब्स्टिट्यूट फॉर द रियल थिंग, एंड द रीजन इट विल वर्क, एज टॉक्सिक एज इट विल बिकम, द रीजन इट विल वर्क इज बिकॉज जिन लोगों के पास कुछ है नहीं ना, they also want what they can't have. So the metaverse will trick them into thinking that they are getting something which they would not get in the real world otherwise. तो वो जाके ऋतिक रोशन के घर के बाजू वाला घर ले सकता है. Metaverse will allow that. जहाँ पे ऋतिक रोशन का मेटा वाला सर हिल रहेगा, ये वहाँ पे पास 1 करोड़ रुपए दे के वहाँ पे जाके घर खरीदेगा. Because he wants to live next to a superstar. Things like that, you know. So it just replaces the real life with fake substitutes and people will buy into it.
Okay, and talking, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm saying with metaverse, I think there is a huge platonic shift that's happening that I feel, quite contrary to what Sidharth is saying, I feel we need to recognize, and it's very difficult to wrap our heads around this. I think this is a concept that will hold strong maybe 20, 30, 40 years from now. And I just have this one lesson I've learned in life. I am the worst at social media. I think I came on to social media platforms much.
She teaches me on Instagram. I don't even know how to log into Instagram.
All I know is filter. So, no, not at all. So I got onto social media much later. And the thing is that what I've learned is when there is something new, if the more open you are to a new concept and a new idea, and an idea that is frightfully going to be the future, and the faster you jump onto that bandwagon, you're in that flow. Because you come in too late and you've missed that bus and you've not understood it. Yeah. I don't have that, but yes, this is what I mean. It is real, and it's going to be the way of the way of the future.
So the moment Waluscha said that I disagree with Sidharth, I was like that. She's just making a point. I'm the boss.
I've just learned.
Yeah, I'm scared of this woman. She's so beautiful and she
I'm
scares
telling
the hell
you,
out of me.
Gia has rubbed off on me in ways.
She's very soft spoken. बाकी लोगों से भाई साहब कैसे? Hey, तू चल ऐसे बात करते हैं.
So through the show, I had to keep doing this to Sidharth. During one take, he's like, "What? 1 second. What? Are you actually doing this to me?" I said, "That's what the script demands. Aa jao."
Between shots also, if I have to pass something, and I'll also do it. Yeah. जो भी कहती मैं कर देता हूँ यार. मुझे डर लगता है उससे.
Rubbish.
Swastika, when we spoke around Dil Bechara, and there was like a vitriolic, I think, onslaught as far as social media is concerned. You were at the receiving end yourself, and you spoke out and you shared whatever you felt like. You did not take the the diplomatic sort of stance, and you said what you felt like. So in your personal, I think, opinion, how do you look at the entire social media bandwagon in a way?
I think just like any other thing, there's the advantages and disadvantages and the good side and the bad side. And I think people like us who are under the spotlight and always under the scanner, um, we are, trolled unnecessarily most of the times. And I think people just wait to hit back at anybody. It just doesn't need to be a public figure. It can just be somebody who is standing up for a cause, or someone who has opinions, and that is the place to share everything. And I've been told a lot of times by my well-wishers that, why are you communicating about this, or why are you replying back? I said, are we just supposed to be on social media to promote our work? That platform is for communication. That is how you are talking to the world. I mean, how else do you want to go about it? So backlashes are there. People, I mean, for no rhyme or reason, for nothing. I mean, you can just post a picture of mountains, they will have something to say about it. You can post a picture wearing very skimpy clothes, they'll say you look good in a sari. You post a picture in a sari, they'll call you auntie. So, it just keeps happening. No, there's no end to the criticism, even if it doesn't make sense. So you just have to focus on what you want to do, how you want to use the space to your advantage, or what to express what you believe in. And I think, thank God for social media. I mean, our country survived COVID, second wave. Because I know the amount of work I myself have done. I mean, in a week's time, there were this team of 20-30 volunteers that I was working with from all over the country. So yeah, I mean, there are good side to that. I mean, there is so much of work I do for stray animals, and I don't even know those people. I've never seen them. I've never spoken to them on the phone, but I know them and they know me, and we are like working as a team, and it's like happening constantly on a daily or a hourly basis. So it's only possible because of the platforms we are in, and we are together in it. So yeah, trolling will be there, backlashing will be there, disadvantages will be there, but it's on the individual how you can make good use of it. I mean, not feel bad or sulk that, okay, the world is, this is how I'm being treated. I mean, it's fine. You just need to be out there and stand up for the right cause and do whatever you have to do and feel what is right.
I just wanted to add something to Swastika. She's speaking from a place of great emotional honesty and depth. When she's describing a world like this, where she's fighting for your duty to not just be in it to get something, but also be in it to do and give back. It makes me think that, when you go to Ladakh, you can't just go to Ladakh and start being. You have to take a day. You have to get used to the altitude, otherwise you'll get sick. I just wish there was a way to protect our children going into adolescence, going into adulthood, where you just don't throw them into social media. I wish there was like a junior college of social media.
Acclimatization.
Yeah, I wish that was some way. Because aaj ki tarikh mein, Faridun, nothing happens on its own. Nothing is organic anymore.
No, but look, same thing.
I think, can you elaborate on that? Nothing is organic.
Everything is motivated. Everything is decided by somebody, and hence the narrative is set. And usually it is set by the most powerful people, and the people who think they are in a democratic setup in social media are not. They are just pawns. They make up the numbers. So not everybody even has the wherewithal to do something or give something back. Some people just exist. Now for those people, they need protection, just like we protect our children. And we tell them what is good touch, what is bad touch. I think it's important to tell people what is good influence, what is bad influence. Not in a moral way. To protect the child, to protect the person. It's very important to preserve yourself. Otherwise, it will just corrode into your soul. It's so defeating. And I know so many children who are depressed today.
I think you just don't follow things blindly. You know, like just because something is has become like a yo kind of a movement today, or something is really gathering a lot of likes and subscriptions, you just don't follow it blindly. You also need to understand what you will be influenced with and by whom. That's very important.
No, one point, so what he said, when you have, for example, sex education in school, there is a certain level after which you tell the child or put that in front of him. We can absorb it then, like he said. So you have to, acclimatize the child. You see there's his maturity, his brain can understand where he's going, what zone he's going, and to, basically. So I think that's very important, and I think that's a really strong point. I think schools have to start this at an early age to make them understand what social media.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be a moral police because हमारे ज़माने में I used to watch a lot of TV growing up. तो आज मैं इतने confidence के साथ बात करता हूँ, मेरी आधी पढ़ाई TV से हुई है, क्योंकि उस टाइम TV पे देखने को इतनी अच्छी चीज़ें होती थी. And today, that time they said ये तो idiot box है. It's not an idiot box, but there has to be an कि वो देख रहा है तो क्या देख रहा है. उसको बोलो ये देखने से तुम्हारा दिमाग खराब होने वाला है, या ये देखने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. It's just wasting your intellect. So similarly, everything that children are going into, because today everybody is judged by the way they look. Otherwise, even in our case, I'm also guilty. I have stopped and thought, am I only valued by the words that come out of my mouth, or am I valued by the thoughts that are in my head? So social media cannot be just about कि लोगों ने क्या बोला और उस पर टिप्पणी करेंगे. Social media cannot be कि किसी ने क्या दिखाया और उसकी नुमाइश की हमने क्या बात की. और अगर नुमाइश कर रहे हैं और खुद की मर्जी से कर रहे हैं, then full power to them. They can be naked, they can do whatever they want, but the comments that come don't always take that into consideration. And people are cruel. जैसे कि बच्चे जनरली अगर आप देखेंगे ना, लोग बोलते हैं कि स्कूल में बहुत लोग बुली हुए हैं, मैं भी बुली हुआ था स्कूल में, और बोलते हैं किड्स आर वेरी क्रूअल. आज सारे के सारे बैडली बिहेव्ड किड्स घूम रहे हैं, लेकिन सारे अडल्ट्स हैं, लेकिन दे आर बिहेविंग लाइक क्रूअल चिल्ड्रन. और एक भी सेकंड झिझक नहीं होती उनको किसी को गाली देते हुए या किसी को नीचे उतारने में. There's a certain pleasure.
I feel it's just
they
they wait to lash back at you. It's like they are waiting.
Elon Musk ने 44 बिलियन का खरीदा है एक छोटा सा सोशल मीडिया कंपनी. वो बोलता है मैं बॉट्स निकाल दूंगा, वो कुछ नहीं निकालेगा वो बॉट.
And see, I think from my own experience, I can tell you this, that a lot of people are just out there to malign others. It is just, they are just doing that. I mean, that's what they wait like the whole day, and that's what, I mean, they are just sitting to do that.
And because they make the most noise, that's why they are much more visible and seen more. Otherwise, they're quieter. So जो ज़्यादा ज़ोर से चिल्लाता है, उसकी आवाज़ सुनने जाती. That's what, and that's what starts going into people's heads, and people who actually absorb it. Like you said, children, if they're not mature enough, they'll absorb that because that's making the most noise.
But I think by what you said, we are giving birth to people who are fake. So the more we speak about it on a social platform, as today we're talking about it, is we're giving them so much strength. It's people who have got nothing to do but want to comment, and mostly, and 99.9% of the time, are doing it under a fake name. So you're not really standing up for what you believe in. You're an empty vessel. You want to say something and you want to be relevant. Today, we think that by being harsh or being scandalous, we are relevant. And it does not matter if I am hiding behind a fake account. So we're giving birth to a lot of these people. And when we even speak about the comments that come on our pages, we're just giving them so much strength. So I think we need to just stop talking about them, because if I valued a comment as if I knew who you were, and what are you saying to me? Do you even know me? We all have struggles. But I think post-COVID and I understand COVID was very difficult for a lot of people. I lost both my parents. But you don't see me being aggressive suddenly. We all have hardships, but that doesn't mean you lash out on somebody else to feel valued and to feel better. And I think we encourage them, and people have become very negative post the lockdown, post so much that's going on in our country, and I feel there's a lot of negativity, and I think people need to just check themselves, because it's not cool.
Boss has the last word.
Yeah. The viewers will understand that this kind of intellect and concern amongst 4 actors in this show you can imagine how many discussions would have happened on set for the kind of show we have made, because this show literally shows this.
There's so many things that we can still speak about as far as social media is concerned. There's so many things that Jaaved bhai can possibly speak about, because he has his days.
The funny part is that I just wonder at times, and I've also like replied to a few people on my timeline that, will you ever have the audacity to stand in front of me and tell me what you are actually scribbling? Will anybody have the courage or the strength, to just come up to you and say that, just come up and body shame you, or say some ugly things, or taunt you, or be sarcastic, or abuse you, or do whatever they do by just scribbling a comment? Can they do that? Like, just come and say, "Hi, ma'am, very nice to meet you," and then say whatever they have to say? I mean,
It's exactly what was going on in my head. I swear, in the last two minutes, because you can't do that in real life. तो ये आप चाहे प्राइम मिनिस्टर हो, चाहे बड़े से बड़ा स्टार हो, आप गाली दो, कोई भी कुछ भी बोल दो, you just say you can't do that in real life. So they feel emboldened कि हम तो उसको कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं.
very big power. I think people have started feeling powerful because they get to do this. You can just say anything to anybody, write something. I mean, that's it.
What is the relevance of Rang De Basanti today and Bhagat Singh?
Bhagat Singh will always be relevant as long as people remember that he was a 23-year-old boy who did what he felt was right. And I think it's important to know that films are made and films resonate with the audience. And it's something I said on stage. I don't believe that जो प्यार जो इज्जत होती है ना, वो कमाई जा सकती है लेकिन बचाई नहीं जा सकती. उसको हम बैंक में नहीं डाल सकते, पैसा नहीं है वो, उसको रोज़ सुबह कमाना पड़ता है. एंड आई थिंक अ फिल्म लाइक रंग दे बसंती कैन नॉट बी यूज्ड एज हमने कर दिया कुछ नहीं किया. एक फिल्म बनाई है, उस टाइम लोगों ने कैंडल वैंडल पकड़ा था, कुछ बोला था, लेकिन जिन लोगों को फिल्म अच्छी लगी, ऐसा नहीं है कि सब लोगों को सही कारणों के लिए अच्छी लगी है, क्योंकि इट्स अ फिल्म, इट्स अ सब्जेक्टिव मीडियम. एंड आई होप दैट वी विल सून हैव अनदर ज़ाइटगाइस्ट फिल्म लाइक दैट makes us want to be better, that makes us want to work harder to be decent human beings. And that's the hope that I would have. That's why Bhagat Singh died at 23. And I hope we don't have to see the death of any more 23-year-olds who didn't have a choice but to die to wake up a country. I think we have got to wake people up while the people who wake us up remain alive, remain free, and remain strong.
All right, that's a clap worthy. So thank you very much to all of you, to Waluscha, Swastika, Jaaved bhai, and Sidharth. Amazing talking to you. Looking forward to the series. I think it's really intriguing and coming of age series for Indian shows. Thank you and all the best wishes. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.